Ngayon naman po pag-uusapan natin ang online sex abuse sa mga kabataan at alam naman natin na pinagtutulong-tulungan ito ng mga iba't ibang ahensya sa pamahalaan, gayon na rin ang mga NGOs at mga foreign journalists. Pero alam niyo po ba na merong ilo-launch na documentary ngayong Pebrero na tumatalakay sa napakahalagang issue na to? At para po pag-usapan yan, we have here live from the studio an investigative journalist all the way from Belgium, Mr. Peter Dupont. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so firstly, would like to know how long have you been doing this investigative journalism?
I've been a journalist for 25 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
That's indeed a long time. I'm a lolo in terms of journalism. And then in the Philippines, I've been for 4 years investigating a few topics.
All right.
One was environmental degradation connected to the disappearance of Filipino cultures and languages.
Okay.
And in the course of that investigation, I stumbled upon online sexual abuse of minors.
Of minors?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that led me to investigate this since 2013.
All right, so right now, I think this is one of your documentaries, what we're showing on TV.
That's part of our documentary, yes.
All right, so you told me a while ago that you are tackling different topics like environmental issues and of course the online sex abuse on minors.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the risks that you've been facing during your projects here. So tell me, how are you facing these risks?
Well, partly it's a gamble, of course, but at the same time I prepare very thoroughly. And I have like 5 to 6 assistants that help me. For every region I go to, I am assisted by someone from that region who knows the language, knows the culture, and helps me prepare to meet other people, like, for example, people organizing cybersex in cybersex dens. So I go undercover, pretend to be a customer, and trying to find out what they are doing, who are the children, whatever, getting my hard data, and then with these data, going to the police, so that kids can be rescued, then can be raided, and also the customers can be fined in other countries, you know, because a lot of these customers are America-based, they're European, they're Australian, so mostly they're whites, and it's very difficult until now to really catch them.
So far in your investigations, how were they able to go here in the Philippines? I mean, this is illegal, of course, but why are they doing their businesses here in the Philippines?
The Philippines is the #1 country if you speak about online sexual abuse of children for various reasons, and one of them is that you all speak English. You're very accessible, friendly people. There's a fairly good online activity here. Everyone is, by the way, is on all the time on online, so easy to get. There is a very special sexual culture also in comparison to the other countries in Southeast Asia. So it attracts a lot of bad men here.
All right. Okay, let's talk about your partnership, of course, with the law enforcement, because basically they will be implementing all the rules and regulations here. So far, how are you able to coordinate with the authorities here?
That was one of the big problems, like when you have the data, to whom do you go? Now, through the intermediation of International Justice Mission NGO working here, we were finding the WCPC Women and Children Protection Center based in Manila, together with the ACG Anti-Cybercrime Group. After I had collected some data of the first group I had been undercover with, I went there and gave all my data to General Asho of the WCPC, and immediately they asked me to collaborate with them in preparing the operation, which is, by the way...
So they were really receptive?
They were very receptive, and it amazed me because this is impossible in Europe or in the States. As a civilian, they will never ask you to work with them, but here in the Philippines, there was big trust. So this led finally to the rescue of many minors.
All right, so you will be showing your investigative, your documentary this February. So maybe briefly, let's talk about the results of your operations. Maybe one case study that we could share now with the audience.
Yeah, so our biggest case was an operation in Iligan, Mindanao.
In Mindanao.
Exactly. There was an operation, a raid, November 3, and 12 children were rescued, 5 people were arrested. They are in court now. The kids are in a shelter. And in the barangay, the computers were taken so that many more kids, dozens of kids, are not used anymore for online cyber sex.
Okay. So where are their parents?
The parents are still living there.
Okay.
I have contact still with some parents.
All right.
They want to visit their girls, but they're so poor because poverty is, the problem.
Okay. It's the root problem. That's why they're in this industry, right?
Exactly. So the parents who basically outsource the kids for this kind of practices, at the same time want them back. And they are still there in their barangay waiting for the children to return.
And are the authorities planning to give some debriefing or counseling to the children who are victims of this cyber sex?
The children I met, and some are staying in a part of Manila. There is another shelter somewhere else, but it's like a shelter of Visayan Forum. I just visited it for the second time. They're well taken care of. There are a lot of people minding their psychological welfare. They're being fed, they get education and whatever. It's going good with them,
Okay, so I heard aside from this documentary, you are also writing a book about this?
Yes, indeed. The documentary was made by the Dutch filmmaker Jaco Groen. He followed me, and it describes some of my actions. But in my book, I completely describe my whole. I had 7 targets I followed, so I describe it. It's launched in Belgium and the Netherlands next week.
Next week.
And hopefully there will be a translation also here, because I have many interesting things to tell, also for the Filipino public.
All right, so please do invite everyone who are interested to watch this documentary to be shown on Feb.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what we want to show in our documentary is that it is possible. It is possible to tackle this problem. You can work together with the Filipino law enforcement, but also with NGOs like Terre des Hommes, like International Justice Mission. And we show in our documentary that you can do that also as a civilian if you collaborate with law enforcement. So whenever you see these activities, please report it to the police, report it to the NGO. Take your responsibility as a civilian. It's about lives of kids. And what happens is that the soul of these kids is taken out and is replaced by something else. It's evil. So I ask all people to combat evil together, because we can do it.
All right. You're doing us a favor, so thank you so much for your time here in the Philippines. Thank you for saving our children.
Thank you very much.
All right. Once again, we have here an investigative journalist from Belgium, Mr. Peter Dupont. Thank you so much.
Thank you.